Welcome back to the Orchard Pippins fans, and welcome to Game 2 between the Yakima Valley Pippins and the Marion Berries, coming up from Salem here for the second homestand of the Pippins season. I'm Harmon Johnson, your voice of the Yakima Valley Pippins. Well, earlier this afternoon, the Pippins hosted the pitch, hit, and run contest, allowing youths ages 7 to 14 a chance to showcase their baseball skills, running the bases, pitching, and hitting off of the tee. The contestants would have a chance to move on to the next round of the competition up at T-Mobile Park in Seattle, with a chance to go to the finals after T-Mobile at the All-Star Game this upcoming summer. Pippins players were out and about helping instruct the youngsters on how to compete their best, and I caught up with Tommy Lamb, Pippins outfielder, as he helped with the hitting side of the competition. Here pregame after pitch, hit, and run with Pippins outfielder Tommy Lamb. Tommy, what did it mean to you to be a part of these kids experiencing pitch, hit, and run this morning and this afternoon here at the Orchard?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a blast this morning. The kids really make the environment, I think, here at the Orchard. It's always fun having the kids out here, having a good time at all our games. So being able to be with them down on the field was special for them. It was special for us, and they all did good. Lots of barrels, lots of running around. It was a fun morning.
You were helping with the hitting and then timing the running. Can you kind of explain what the pitch, hit, and run contest is for those people that don't know, to the best of your knowledge?
Sure, yeah. So it's pretty simple. It's baseball simplified, honestly, for these kids, and it gives them a chance to run a 90. We time their 90 and then get them some swings off the tee. We measure their swings, and then they're over there and they're throwing into a little square trying to see accuracy and speed. So, yeah, it was fun.
Think back to your days growing up playing baseball. What does it mean to give back to the kids in this community?
Yeah, that's what I really love about doing this kind of stuff. Is some of my favorite memories is doing these camps with the Mariners and the local teams and the high schools, colleges, you name it. So being able to kind of be in that the other shoes now and be the older guy who's helping is fun, because I definitely treasure those memories for sure.
You guys are going for a series win, your third straight of the season. What do you do to get it done tonight against the Berries?
Just be ourselves. I think we got a good thing going right now. The boys have been catching barrels. Pitchers have been doing good in defense, fun in the dugout. Everything we got's been working so far, so just keep being us.
Tommy, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
We got starting lineups coming up next. This is the Pippins pregame show. And now here is your starting lineup for your Yakima Valley Pippins, as announced by Pippins head coach Kyle Crestangel. Leading off, playing center field, is number 7, Jay O'Neill. Batting second, the first baseman, number 34, Grant Yost. Batting third, the second baseman, number 17, Nick Velasquez. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter, number 25, Parker Burt. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 27, Garen Guler. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 5, Obvil Ramos. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 12, Jackson Walker. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 30, Cam Fleck. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 3, Tyson Miller. Again for the Pippins, it's O'Neill, Yost, Velasquez, Burt, Guler, Ramos, Walker, Fleck, and Miller. On the mound will be Luke McGuire. We'll talk about him when we come back. That's the starting lineup for your Pips. First pitch is next.
Two and two. Ellis needs to dial one in. Tension building here at Yakima County Stadium. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball game over. 2-1 victory. Pippins over Sweets.
First pitch, a high drive out towards right. Back goes Chavez. He's looking up. Bye-bye baseball. Grand slam. Dylan Anderson. Bring him home and touch them all. He's been here all summer, and it finally pays off.
That was all we needed. 2-1, the final score, and we get ready for fireworks as a happy bunch. Welcome to the Orchard for Game 2 of the Yakima Valley Pippins and Marion Berries series. We step aside for the national anthem. Perfect way to kick off the broadcast here. Game 2 between the Marion Berries and the Yakima Valley Pippins just about set to get underway. Welcome back to the Orchard, everybody. My name's Harmon Johnson, your voice of the Yakima Valley Pippins. It is great to be back here at the Orchard for the second straight day. A chance for another series victory as these Pippins took the game last night over the Marion Berries 12-5 in convincing fashion. Weather right now at the Orchard is much cooler than we've seen the last couple of days. 61 degrees currently at the ballpark. Wind blowing out to right at 13 miles an hour, gusting up to 20. Precipitation about 10%. We might see some rain tonight. Won't last very long, but it'll definitely cool the ballpark off. Humidity sitting at around 38%. Go down to the field, and before that, we had some special visitors today at the ballpark. It was baby animal night to go along with Washington State University alumni night, and if you want to know what a goat looks like, or a sheep, I guess, there it is, right into your living room. Our man Marcos down there capturing that excellent footage, and that might be a sheep, but we have a goat out on the mound. Luke McGuire will be the starter for the Pips. Left-hander, wearing number 14 from Spokane Falls Community College. Made the start on Saturday against the Walla Walla Sweets, 4 2/3 innings, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Did not get a decision in that game as we went back and forth through the first couple of innings. Gave up 5 runs. They were all earned. That's why you see the 9.64 ERA. And so Luke will be making his second start here at home, second start of the 2026 season. Pippins sporting those nice blue uniforms. The Marion Berries will send out a different lineup today than they did. Evan Berg will lead it off and play center field. Noah Scher is the right fielder. Gavin Price, the left fielder, bats third. Hudson Flora, the new catcher today, will bat cleanup. Cale Barney, the designated hitter. Matthew Major, the third baseman. Jake Dodge at first. Taryn Carlson at second. And Liam O'Connor rounding it out for Tucker Brack, as the Berries had a 5-game winning streak snapped last night by these Yakima Valley Pippins. Pippins on a 3-game stretch of their own in the win column. Buckle in. We've got Saturday night baseball. Pippins going for their 3rd series victory of the season. Luke McGuire on the bump. This is Evan Berg in the box, and here we go. First pitch again a few minutes early. Again, weather conditions here at the Orchard very cool as Berg sends one out and towards right center field. Miller settling under it in right. He will put it away, fighting the wind for out number 1. Tyson moves over to right. That gives us a chance to talk about the Pippins defense behind Luke McGuire as Garen Guler will occupy left field. Jay O'Neill is out in center, and Tyson Miller just made the out in right. Jackson Walker at third, Cam Fleck at short, Nick Velasquez at second, and Grant Yost back at first. Obville Ramos doing the catching for the southpaw on the hill. Daichi Furuhata was slated to play in this game, but he was scratched right after BP, and so Jackson Walker is over at third. 1-0, even count, 1-1. Walker had been playing first on the road trip down to Springfield. And so he goes back to another position he's very familiar with from YVC. This is Noah Scher in his 7th game as a Marion Berry. 267 batting average. 4 hits on the season for him, including 1 bomb. As he's well in the count now, 3-1. First pitch time was 6:32. First pitch temp was 61, so it has not changed since we made that graphic a few minutes ago. Wind speed at anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour. 3-1, count stays alive. Crowd still filing in here on WSU Alumni Night and Baby Animal Night. Payoff pitch from McGuire. Off the end of the bat, out towards right field. Tyson going back. He's looking up. This is off of the short porch. Miller going to send it in on a line, but it'll be a double with 1 away for Noah Scher. Scher got a breaking ball that he took out towards right. Man in scoring position and 1 away for Gavin Price. Pippins are lucky that that ball stayed out of the wind. Had it gotten up any higher, it could have possibly traveled out of the ballpark into the Jersey Mike Subs short party porch. First pitch to Price is a strike. Calling the balls and strikes tonight is Shane Kelly. He was in the field last night. He has a new partner tonight as JT Rentschler takes up the spot in the field. He was here last Wednesday for the CCL non-league game. There's a look at Mr. Rentschler, ironically wearing Shane Kelly's number 42 jacket. Kelly electing to go with the short sleeves behind the dish on a very chilly night. 2-1 the count now to Gavin Price, batting .318 this season. Price has played every game so far for the Berries. In fact, most of the Berries have been in the lineup a lot. They do not sub much during games. Even count now, 2 apiece. McGuire sticking with the breaking ball. Last night, it was the Pippins who struck first in the bottom of the first, but the Berries scored in the first 2 frames, did not score again until the 9th. McGuire with a look out to second. 2-2, a souvenir. The clouds and the wind are going to make today feel extra chilly. A lot of the Pippins down in the dugout sporting those coach-style jackets, fleece lining, trying to stay warm. Completely different start to the year than we had last year. If you remember, the series against Cowlitz was 100 degrees on average for the starting temperatures. McGuire runs into a full count here. There's a good look at the jackets, keeping the Pippins warm. I've got one on myself. It's definitely a chilly night in the Pacific Northwest. Payoff pitch from McGuire, called strike 3. Price knew it immediately. He tried to sell ball 4, but was walking more towards the dugout. 2 away. McGuire has to face now the cleanup man, Hudson Flora. Flora has only seen action in 2 games for the Berries. Catching last night was Martin Serrano, and so Flora, the other backstop that is seeing time right now. First pitch all the way to the backstop. This will give Scherer an extra 90 feet. Wild pitch charge to Luke McGuire. So now the first run of the ball game, standing 90 feet away, is Ramos going to confer with his left-handed pitcher. Maybe a cross-up there. Ramos maybe called for something down. McGuire went upstairs. Berries wore their purple jerseys last night, going with the all-road grays tonight. Pippins wearing those blue tops to go along with their white pants. Even count now, ball and a strike. Pippins going with the green caps that they've worn the entirety of this winning streak. Why change the lid when that's the one you've been winning in, despite the blue cap probably matching the jersey betters? This is corked out to left field. If it's fair, it's gone, but it is foul. Right on top of a car coming into the parking lot for graduation over at the Sundome. Souvenir out there for the folks parking far away to try to avoid the traffic when they leave. Loud strike 2. McGuire sends the 1-2 home. Got him looking. Back-to-back punch-outs for Luke McGuire. A man stranded for the Berries, and no runs come across after the one-out double. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Berries 0, Pippins coming up. Come right back to the Orchard.
Ooh, we got Hendricks getting a little bit of a lead. Cannon tagged off. Judah tagged off. Oh, it's getting close. Getting close. Oh! What do you call it, Scott T? Judah and Mason are the winners. All right, guys. It looks like a defensive lineman. That's good hustle on him. Not seeing that coming. Well done. We would like to give a very happy birthday shout out.
Welcome back to the Orchard. Yakima Valley Pippins getting ready to send up their first three in the order. Jay O'Neill, Grant Yost, and Nick Velasquez to face a left-handed arm coming straight out of high school to face his first college bats. This is Colton Amai Nakagawa, native of the Hawaiian Islands. He is committed to play at the University of Hawaii, become a Rainbow Warrior here in the fall. And so the left-handed arm making his first start in the West Coast League. Probably a relief for Tucker Brock and the entirety of the Marion Berries is they had to use multiple starters twice coming into this Pippins series. Some of their guys in their bullpen have seen 3 and 4 games already. This is game number 8 of the 2026 season. So some of the arms definitely a little weary in that bullpen for the Berries. Let's see if the Pippins could take advantage of it right now as Jay O'Neill strolls to the plate. O'Neill from Federal Way, Washington, went 2 for 5 last night with a single and a double and a pair of runs scored. Former YVC Yak and then spent the last season with Georgia Gwinnett. Looking to get us started here in the bottom half of the first. Amai Nakagawa will sit in the mid-80s. We'll mix things up with a changeup and a breaking. First pitch is a breaking ball. 74 is registered on the radar gun. 0-1. There's your get me over. Now, if O'Neill sees another one of those, we might have to retrieve it from the party porch. Down and away. Talked about O'Neill's journey last night. He was recently up in this area with Georgia Gwinnett, as they saw an appearance in the NAIA World Series in Lewiston, Idaho. They were bounced in 2 games, so certainly not the trip to Lewiston you'd like if you're O'Neill, but then was able to come up to Seattle, hang out with his friends and family for a while before joining the Pips. 1-2, back where it came from, out to second. Carlson has to stop on a dime. The throw to first is not in time. O'Neill beats it by a half a step. Pippins have the leadoff base runner aboard. Slowly off the end of the bat for Jay O'Neill, but the ranging to the backside motion for Carlson was just enough. He had to set his feet and get it over there. Infield single for O'Neill. Here's Grant Yost hitting in the 2-hole today. Check over to first, and Jay is back in safely. Yost last night hitting clear down in the 7-hole, went 2 for 5 with a bases clearing triple. And now another check. O'Neill is back diving. Lefty on the hill, so he's got a good look at Jay O'Neill. Pippins want to be aggressive on the base pads. Yost watches the first pitch strike. Grant was the late addition to the lineup today. Daichi Furuhata was slated in the 2-hole, but he was scratched. And so Yost back in the lineup playing first. Another check over to first base. 3 pickoffs, only 1 pitch into this at-bat to Yost. O'Neill certainly making Amai Nakagawa think out there on the hill. 0-1 downstairs. That pitch got up to 89, so we might see 90 out of Amai Nakagawa on the fastball. Question is does he know where it's going? Pips came into this game batting .260 as a team. Yost sends the souvenir off towards the baby animals, makes it 1-2. I've scored 47 runs so far this season, have the Pippins. Another check to first. They got O'Neill. One too many dive back in attempts for O'Neill. And the Pippins leadoff infield single is erased. One, two. Yost, did he go around? Yes, says JT Rentschler. So first an infield single and then a pickoff and a strikeout and quickly 2 away. Here's Nick Velasquez. Wearing a different number today than he normally does. Usually 17. We got him officially switched to 18 for today. He'll hopefully be back in 17 tomorrow. And now a warning going to be issued, just a verbal warning, not an official warning, from Shane Kelly to make sure that Velasquez has made eye contact before Amai Nakagawa comes set. That's one of the new rules of engagement pitchers have to deal with. First offering, a strike. Velasquez coming into this game batting 176 as he's quickly behind in the count. Last night he went 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored. It was a great night for Nick, coming off of a 2 for 3 game on Thursday against Springfield. Quite the tear that Velasquez has been on. He and Parker Burt and Daichi Furuhata, a really good combination in the middle to upper part of the Pippins order. 1-2, late hack, and Velasquez down on strikes. So both starters get back-to-back strikeouts to end their respective frames. We're scoreless through 1. Top of the second is next here at Yakima County Stadium. Welcome back to the Orchard. Pippins and Berries still scoreless here in this one, as it'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Berries, starting with Cale Barney, who got his first 2 hits of the season last night. Barney came into the game last night 0 for 9, picking up a single and a double in last night's contest, the 6th inning and the 8th inning respectively. Luke McGuire back to work for his second frame, as he starts off Barney with a breaking ball for ball 1. Another breaking ball, that one swung on and missed. The Pippins infield is playing with Walker in, and now Shane Kelly kindly asking that Jake Dodge stand on the top step of the dugout. Don't want the Berries to have 2 guys standing out in the on-deck circle. 2-1 now. Not a whole bunch of foul room here at Yakima County Stadium. Some odd dimensions popped up back our way. This one's going to get out of play, though. Moves the count to 2-2. So not too many areas to take your warm-up hacks if you're in front of the dugout. Blew it by him, top of the zone. 3 straight strikeouts for Luke McGuire. Good start to the second. You love to see this from Luke. Only had 5 strikeouts in that first start against the Sweets. Pippins' strikeouts from the pitchers have been a theme recently. Matthew Major watches ball 1. He's batting .200 on this season. If you missed it last night, Josh Mawhinney moving into the West Coast League lead for strikeouts by a decent margin. He's got 19. Second place has 15. And so last night's starter for Yakima Valley doing very well in the strikeout category. He also went 6 innings. First time a Pippins arm has done that so far this summer. On the ground, foul over to third. That almost bounced into lefties for a souvenir, but member of the bullpen staff will go retrieve that. McGuire's 2-1 to Major. Just missed. Couldn't have missed by much. McGuire trying to steal his strike down at the bottom of the zone. Lost him ball 4. 1 out base runner for the Berries. Here's Jake Dodge, always dangerous, even though he's only got 3 hits on the year and 1 run driven in. Remember back to last year when the Berries came to the Orchard for the first time. Dodge hit a bomb out towards right field. I believe it was the middle game of that series. Strike 1 there to him. Last night, got on in the second inning with a single. He scored and then went 0 for 2 after that, drawing a walk in between a couple of groundouts. Strike 2 quickly hummed into Jake Dodge. Decent contingent here in the Orchard, trying to cheer on McGuire here in the second. Missed with that fastball. Despite the cool temperatures, decent turnout. Pippins have had over 1,000 in attendance at every game at home as Dodge. It's going to feel like the season ends abruptly next week for these fans here at home because Pippins will spend all week next week on the road. Runner takes off from first. The pitch is outside. The throw down to second is a BB, and the tag applied. He is out. Abdul Ramos throws a dart from behind the dish to catch Matthew Major stealing. Despite the pitch being called a ball, Ramos able to rifle that one down to Fleck. Now a strike away from ending the inning against Jake Dodge. He did! 4 strikeouts for Luke McGuire. The Berries run themselves into a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom of the second is next. No score here at the Orchard.
You guys ready? Ready. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 5. Go. Oh, Danny's our winner. All righty. Oh.
Bottom of the second inning here at the Orchard. Pippins and Berries just getting underway. Luke McGuire looks good through 2 innings. Now let's see what the offense can do to complement him. Parker Burt, Garen Guler, Obville Ramos due up here in the second frame. Hopefully many more after them. Parker Burt is my leading candidate right now for West Coast League MVP. .556 batting average, .600 on-base percentage. He's got 10 hits in 18 at-bats. That is wild. First pitch to him. Downstairs, ball 1. So on the days that he doesn't catch right now, Parker doing the designated hitter's job. I'd say he's doing it very well. Become a fan favorite down in the dugout as well. Bird has driven in 4. He's scored 4 times. Scratch my earlier hits number. I was looking at the wrong stats page. He's ahead in the count 3-0. On the season, he's drawn 2 walks. He's been hit twice. He's got 12 hits, 2 of them doubles. That's good enough for a .571 batting average. So I even shorted him a couple of percentage points. Looking for a free base here. He'll force a strike to be thrown. And so that on-base percentage now at .640. That is second in the West Coast League. His batting average is best in the league. And there's strike 2. Parker had tossed the bat, thinking it was ball 4. Everybody thought it was ball 4, apparently. Burt digs back in for his 3-2 pitch. That one was ball 4. There's the walk for Parker. Now they can give Garen Guler his flowers, the kid from Natchez, doing the duties here in left field. Garen last night with a solo home run out to right. The first home run out to the party porch in right. Guler batting .261. 2 of his hits have left the yard, 2 of his 6 for that matter. 9 RBI is good for 5th in the West Coast League. Wave and a miss at a fastball there. The only number that you are concerned about with Garen is 13 strikeouts. So a very high strikeout, high risk, high reward guy. See if he can connect here on an 0-2. He'll leave it alone. Slugging .565. Helps that he's got 2 round trippers. He's also got a double to his name. 1-2 down swinging. Guler strikes out for the 14th time this season. That is 3 strikeouts for Amai Nakagawa. Time for Obville Ramos. Ramos with the caught stealing behind the dish as the catcher now swings the stick for the first time, taking ball 1. Obville from Barquisimeto, Venezuela. Sends it the opposite way, but foul into the stands. Will become a souvenir. Ramos batting .364 in his 4 games of action. He's been the secondary catcher. A double, a triple, 4 RBI for Obville. The relay will not be made. Burt will be forced out as the lead runner. So Ramos reaches on the fielder's choice. And now let's see what Jackson Walker can do. Walker batting only 143. This is his 6th game he has appeared in. And again, he was initially slated to play first base today and give Grant Yost a day off, but Daichi Furuhata scratched from the lineup, which allows Walker to go over to third with Yost coming into the game. He sends one well foul out towards right. Quickly behind in the count, 0-2. He's another one that struck out a little more than I think he'd like. He's got 6 of them, as a throw to first is not in time to get Ramos. So probably a few more strikeouts than one of the leading hitters in the NWAC this last season would like. 0-2, he struck out again. That makes 3 outs in this second inning, and all zeros so far on the scoreboard. Pippins and Berries, top of the third is next. Top of the third inning here at the Orchard. Berries and Pippins, no score. Glad you're with us on your Saturday night. Ending up this yet another week here in 2026. Seems like the time's flying by. Seems like the season is flying by already. This is game 8 of the short but long 54-game season in the West Coast League. Before you know it, we'll be saying it's game 20, and we'll be 7 games away from the end of the first half. First pitch grounded foul by Taryn Carlson. 2 hits on the season, a .200 batting average means he's 2 for 10. Contributing to that last night was 0 for 4 with a sacrifice fly. McGuire approaching 40 pitches here in the third inning. It's 8-9-1 for the Berries. So far, pretty efficient for McGuire. Unable to locate with that breaking ball. 2-1. Shadow slowly starting to creep out, and looks like Shane Kelly is going to give Luke McGuire a new baseball. Must have needed a new pearl. Don't know why. Either way, Luke ready to go now. That got a piece of Shane Kelly. 3 balls, 1 strike. Ramos checking on his umpire. Certainly don't want to get on the bad side of the men in black. Kelly says he's all right. It's 3-1 to Carlson. This is corked out towards deep left field. Guler going back. He's not going to get there. This will bounce off the wall. Digging for second is Carlson. Guler gets it back in to hold him to a double. Off the bat at 103. Taryn Carlson with the second hit for the Berries tonight. Liam O'Connor now. 0.77 batting average for the Berries shortstop. He squares to bunt, but will pull it back on a pitch in near his hands. They appeal down. JT Rensler says there was no swing. Last night, O'Connor was able to execute a sacrifice bunt in the second inning. Trying to do the same again. O'Connor 1 for 13 on the season, but you can see that he's one of the guys that Tucker Brack trusts to sacrifice in situations that need it. 1-1, there's the bunt, it's down. One play is over to first. McGuire pulls the second baseman Velasquez off the bag. Berries have runners at the corners on what is ruled an error on the pitcher McGuire. Back to the top of the order for the Berries. This is the first time in 5 games that somebody hasn't sent the top of the order back up in the second against the Pippins. Springfield did it all 3 days. Walla Walla did it on Sunday, and the Berries did it last night. Good start to the at-bat to Berg, who flew out to right field to start the game. At this point, looking to limit damage. Nobody out, runners at the corners. You'd love to turn a double play and sacrifice that 1 run. Even count now. O'Connor, the shortstop over at first, does have some wheels. McGuire not getting that call. 2-1. Berries as a team stole quite a few bases early on. Sawyer Nelson stole 8, but the next closest is 5. On the ground, this is a tough double play candidate to short for 1, and that's all they'll get. Velasquez over there at second base gets the middle runner. A run crosses, and the Berries have 1 aboard with 1 away. You got that first out, so certainly you can take a little bit of a sigh of relief and give Berg the RBI. Now a double play gets you out of the inning, only down by 1. First pitch strike to Noah Scherer, who doubled out to the right center field wall back in the first. Runner takes off. McGuire is going to send it on to first, but that is a balk. Luke with a little bit of an awkward throw over there. He would have had to throw onto first to get it. Instead, he kind of twisted around, and the balk is awarded, letting Berg take second. Unfortunate, because as a lefty, you can see when the runner's taking off. Doesn't affect the count, though, as it's 0-2 to Noah Scherer. Trying to find a second out here. On the ground to second. Velasquez up with it. Yost completes the play. 2 away. Runner moves up to third. Gavin Price struck out looking to get the second out of the first inning. One nothing Berries. Here in the top of the third inning, a chilly night. It's going to be in Yakima. McGuire, a steady dose of breaking balls to these Berries hitters. He's been around the zone, just has not quite been able to live in it like he wants. He did walk 4 in that first game against the Sweets earlier this year. As this bounces away from Ramos, there's going to be a close play at the plate. Ramos will keep it himself, and the run will score. Thought maybe that Ramos would dump that off to McGuire, but instead, it's now 2-0 Berries. A little sloppy here on a Saturday. We'll see if that's awarded a wild pitch or a passed ball. It is a wild pitch. 2-0 the count. Line drive out to right, but foul. Two balls and a strike. McGuire now into the count. Well, the Berries did score 2 in the second, 1 in the third yesterday, but the Pippins exploded for 5 runs in the bottom of the third, so maybe just a precursor to what the Pips are going to do on offense. McGuire trying to find his way back into the dugout here. Behind in the count, 3-1. Count runs full. Let's see what Price and McGuire have in store for us on a full count pitch. Lost him, ball 4. Inning continues as Ramos with some words of encouragement to his defense. This is the catcher, Hudson Flora. Second free pass issued by McGuire in this contest. Pitch count continues to rise as well. On the ground at third, Walker stabs it at his ankles. The throw sails. Yost can't grab it. Moving to third on the play will be Gavin Price. Runners will be at the corners again for the Berries. Second error of the inning for the Pips. Jackson did the hard part, stopping the ball down by his ankles, but then rushed the throw across. And again, the inning stays alive. Pippin's defense not helping out McGuire's pitch count. 57 coming into this at-bat. First pitch swinging out of play for Cale Barney. Barney struck out back in the second inning. Would love that result here. Two runs on 2 hits, no errors for the Berries. No runs yet for Yakima Valley. 1 hit and 2 errors committed in this third inning. 1-1, half swing, called a strike anyway. McGuire a strike away. Wind whipping around the ballpark. Luke needs one more strike. He's going to get a ball in play high on the left side. Walker coming in on it on the grass, makes the catch, and puts the inning to bed. But not before the Berries scored 2 runs. They were both unearned. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Marion leads it 2-0. It's the bottom of the 3rd inning here at the Orchard. Baby is out there racing in between innings, and we almost had one get away from us earlier today. We were out getting the B-roll for the shot you saw earlier today, and as Marcos was framing up a really good shot on the Ducks, there was a sheep that got loose from its pen, and you're going to see when they say broadcaster or other duties as assigned in minor league baseball or summer baseball, this is what they mean. You might have to herd a sheep or two. First pitch skied, high on the infield, Cam Fleck into foul territory. Dodge will make the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out for Colton the Mine Nakagawa. 2 completely different outings for these pitchers, as Nakagawa about to throw his 30th pitch. On the flip side, Luke McGuire has thrown 61 of them. So the Hawaiian cruising through this start so far. Pippins need to find some more runners on the base paths. Only 1 hit so far. It was Jay O'Neill to lead off the game. Tyson Miller batting in the 9-hole today. He's been leading off a lot, but an 0-for-3 day down in Springfield, and the addition of Jay O'Neill pushes him to right and down towards the bottom to be essentially a second leadoff man. 2-0 so far to Tyson. Has good wheels, so if he could get on ahead of O'Neill, Yost, and Velasquez, you might see him come around to score, whether by hit or by taking the base. 2-0, line drive. This is through for a base hit. Tyson flies around first. He'll take a big wide turn over there, but stop. 9-hole feeds into the top. Second hit of the game for the Pips, and now Jay O'Neill. 99 off the bat for Tyson. Good contact. Out into right center field. Prime opportunity here for Jay O'Neill. First pitch, called a ball. Did he go around? Yes, says JT Rentschler over in the B position. Throw over to first. We already have seen a successful pickoff by the lefty Amai Nakagawa tonight. So Tyson can't get too adventurous out there at first. 1-1 now. O'Neill spits on a fastball. See if the Pippins can get their runs before that shadow crosses home plate and makes hitting hard. 2 balls and a strike. We saw it last night that the offensive output was really only favoring Yakima Valley when the shadow that comes from the grandstand came across the home plate area. But that could turn depending on the night. O'Neal back where it came from. This might be 2. O'Connor steps on the bag himself, sends it on to first, and a double play ends the Pippins' threat. Score it 6-3 for your double play if you're keeping score with us at home. We're through 3 innings here at the Orchard, 2-0 Berries. Middle innings are upon us here at the Orchard. Let's take a look around the West Coast League. The games tonight, the middle games of everybody's 3rd series of the season. The Berries, of course, here in Yakima. The Kamloops North Paws are at Wenatchee tonight. The Bend Elks at Walla Walla. Kelowna is in Victoria. Corvallis is in Portland. Edmonton visiting Nanaimo. Bellingham down at Springfield. And Ridgefield up in Port Angeles. We'll get you scores here in a couple innings of how those games are going. The standings around the league are very intriguing at the start of the year. Yakima Valley, Corvallis, and Marion all tied for first place in the WCL South at 5-2. As the first pitch is drilled out to right field, Miller watching this one go into the short porch for a home run. Matthew Major with his first long ball of the season extends the Berries' lead to 3 here in the top of the 4th inning. 105 off the bat, 362 feet into that very short porch. So there's a good example of how the ground rule works out there. If the ball hits the fence in between those green lines as Yost fields a ball foul, then it is a home run. It can't be played off of the wall out there in right if it's between those vertical green lines that denote where the party porch begins and ends from the foul pole. Wave and a miss here by Jake Dodge. That was a scorcher off the bat, going the opposite way, and the wind, of course, helping carry it out there. Dodge this time stays fair at first. Yost can't handle it. It's going to bounce over towards the fence, but that's all that Jake Dodge will settle for is 1. Looking at the 3rd error on the Pippins tonight. This is a team that through their first 5 games had only committed 2 errors. They committed 3 against Springfield on Thursday night, 3 last night, and now 3 already tonight. Bunt shown, bunt laid down. McGuire going to just underhand flip to first. And Carlson sacrifices a run into scoring position. So tonight it's been E1, E5, and E3. One away here for O'Connor. We'll see if he's bunting as well. He is not. He's free swinging. Walker looks back the runner. The throw comes across. The runner takes off anyway. The tag is missed. So Walker gets the second out over there, 5-3. But it essentially works as a sacrifice bunt for O'Connor. As moving up to third is Jake Dodge. Berries very active on the base paths right now. 2 away for the top of the order, Evan Berg. Missed outside did McGuire. Nobody throwing yet for the Pippins in their bullpen. But as McGuire approaches 70 pitches, and mind you, 70 very high stress pitches, that might change. Q shot off the end of the bat, but this will stay in the grass. 1 ball and 1 strike. Somebody is working out on the armbands down in the bullpen for the Pips. Of course, everybody's wearing their jackets, so it's harder to see. That's Eric Anthony. 1-1 here to Berg. Now 1-2. McGuire made it 4 2/3 in his first start against the Swedes, trying to at least get through 4 here, only giving up the 3 runs. This happened the last time he made a start. He didn't get any run support. 1-2. Missed away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. You go back to the Walla Walla Sunday game. The Pippins, although getting a high offensive output for the weekend, scored 2 in the first, but then only 1 in the fourth. Fouled away. Very low numbers compared to the first 2 days when they beat the Swedes 11-8 and 7-1. Berg and McGuire locked in a battle here. 2-2 fought off. So we'll do it again, and the pitch count for Luke continues to climb. One run already across for the Berries here in the fourth on a solo home run by Matthew Major. Time called. And time granted. Now we're ready to go. 2-2 with 2 outs. Again, got a piece. This one off of a fan in the upper sections. And we remain locked at 2-2. That's who ended up with the ball, sporting a Yakima Valley Yaks hat. Breaking ball, ball 3. The entire Pippins defense thought that that was strike 3. Shane Kelly said it was wide. Probably was. Now the count is full. Line drive off the glove of Cam Fleck. Inches away from a line drive robbery for Fleck out at short. But another run comes home to score on the RBI single by Evan Berg. Man, if Fleck had been wearing an outfielder's glove, he would have had this catch. 96 off the bat, but it was just off the very top of the webbing. First pitch into the net here for Noah Scherer. Anthony continuing to warm up in the Pippins bullpen, doing so a little quicker now. 4 runs across the plate for the Salem Marion Berries. Fly ball out towards very shallow right. Could end the inning, and Miller heads back to the dugout with the 3rd out. But the Berries score 2 more as they get a home run and a single. And we go down to the bottom of the 4th, 4-0 Berries. Welcome back to the Orchard. Here are the first half standings for the West Coast League. Like I previously mentioned, the Pippins and the Berries tied up at the top with Corvallis at 5-2. The North Division is a little bit closer. Wenatchee at 4-2. Remember, they were rained out for a game up in Edmonton. Bellingham 4-3, the reigning league champions. Nanaimo also up there at 4-3. Edmonton in the middle at 3-3, and then Port Angeles, Victoria, Kamloops, Kelowna all under 500 right now. Only one team that has one loss. It's the Springfield Drifters. Grant Yost leads it off and sends a cue shot out to short. O'Connor across the diamond for out number 1. Another 1-pitch, 1-out start to an inning for Colton Amai Nakagawa. Pippins are certainly helping him out, swinging early on in the counts as Nick Velasquez digs in. He struck out back in the first inning to end that frame. We mentioned McGuire's pitch count. Nakagawa not yet to 40. Velasquez, then the designated hitter Parker Burt. If anybody gets on, then Garen Guler. Nick, a native of the Redlands, California. Wonder how used to these kind of temperatures he is. California, you usually have it about 70 every night you play ball. 3-0. Nakagawa has walked a batter. It was Parker Burt, but then Parker was forced into an out at second base when Alvel Ramos grounded into a fielder's choice. Nick takes ball 4, and so he'll trot down to first as the second leadoff man, well, actually scratch that. Grant Yost grounded out. My bad. There is only 1 out. Let's see if Parker can find some green grass here. Can't go much more in depth on how good the start to the season for Parker Burt it has been. Leading the league in batting average, second in the league in on-base percentage. The only downside is he certainly does have catcher speed. 0-1 laced into right center field. This is going to get down. This is going to be trouble. Velasquez rounding third, getting the wave from Krusty. He's on his way to the plate. Parker Burt in with a double. The Pippins have their first run of the ball game. 105 off the bat of Parker Burt. He's been on base twice today, and he's got another RBI to his total. Perfectly drilled out towards right center field on a pitch that was downstairs. Now let's see what Garen Guler can do as the seal's been broken for the Pippins offense. Guler laying off of a fastball, or breaking ball rather, called a strike. You'd love to see him take a fastball somewhere. The question is he going to get one from Amai Nakagawa? He got one there, but it was in the dirt. See if we can string together some extra base hits. Another breaking ball in for a strike to Guler. You know he wants to see something a little more firm, but Nakagawa knows the scouting report. Don't give Garen Guler a fastball he can handle. Well, we'll just have to see Garen hit a breaking ball, then you won't know what to do to him. Got a fastball, and it handcuffed him inside. Guler, a strikeout victim to Amai Nakagawa, the 5th on the night for the Southpaw. Now here's Upville Ramos. One backstop to another, trying to bring each other home. Parker Burt out at second after an RBI double. Ramos had a fielder's choice back in the second inning. Off the end of the bat, out towards second. Carlson watched it go through his legs. Parker Burt rounding third on the way to the plate. He will score. Costly mistake by Carlson, out at second. Ramos has reached twice, and the Pippins cut the lead in half. Little cue shot that Carlson didn't just didn't stay down on. Call it E4. Now both teams have an error, and the tying run is Jackson Walker. Ball one to J-Dub, affectionately called down in the dugout. Was one of the leading hitters in the NWAC and struggled to start the year so far. 1-1 now. You'd love to see him get into a baseball here and let Ramos fly around the base paths. Laying off, 2-1. I believe Jackson was also recently named a Pacific Northwest All-American. One of many accolades that he has received this year. Jackson was going to play first today. He's over at third with the scratch of Daichi Furuhata. And now he's back even in the count, 2-2. Pippins have scored 2 in this frame to cut the lead in half. Jackson stays alive. Is that a dog out on the scoreboard with Jackson? Really leaning into the baby animal theme tonight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ramos takes off. Jackson puts it in play. This is over to third, but foul. That's too bad because with the jump that Ramos had, he was halfway to the bag before the pitch got to home plate. Pitch was too close to take, though. Jackson looking for some green grass here in the 4th inning. Ball 3. So the count runs full. And Ramos will get a head start over at first. Dodge plays off the bag. There goes Ramos. The payoff pitch is skied out towards right. This is tailing towards the bullpen and out of play. Ramos will have to trot all the way from third back to first. He was flying with that ball in the air. He'll need some oxygen before putting the gear back on in the dugout. Another payoff pitch to J-Dub. He lines one out into left field. Ranging back is Price, and he will put it away. Jackson Goodwood on it, 101 off the bat, but Price was playing the location right. Pippins scored 2, though. It's 4-2 going to the 5th inning here in Yakima. Top of the 5th inning here at the Orchard. Well, upcoming for the Yakima Valley Pippins, it will be the series finale with these Marion Berries tomorrow. 1:05 p.m. first pitch, middle school appreciation night because of the date you see on that screen. And then on Tuesday after the off day, it'll be a 3-game set started at Ridgefield down at the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreational Complex. And then late night Thursday, the Pippins will travel up to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. For the first time ever, the Pippins will play the Edmonton Riverhawks either at home or on the road. It'll be the first trip up to Remax Field. 6:05 p.m. first pitch on Friday, Saturday in the Pacific time zone. Remember, Edmonton is in Mountain Time. And then a 12:05 game, 1:05 local up there in Edmonton before the Pippins come home for another off day to then celebrate Scott T's birthday party against the Bend Elks a week from this coming Tuesday. 6 games on the road upcoming as a new arm is into the game for the Yakima Valley Pippins. It's Eric Anthony, wearing number 24, making his 3rd appearance on the hill. Right-hander starts off Gavin Price with a breaking ball that is called ball 1 inside. Anthony with a 4.50 ERA, no record, 2 innings he has pitched, 2 strikeouts to his name. There's a strike. Now the count even 1-1. Eric pitched in the first game against Springfield on Tuesday, when an inning giving up a hit and a run and a strikeout, and then threw a scoreless inning on Thursday night, giving up only 1 hit. Change up there got him, 1-2. Eric from Santa Barbara, California. Looking to settle in here on his home mound. He should feel pretty good up on the hill, considering he and pitching coach Ethan Salscheider spend every day before the team takes batting practice manicuring the mound, trying to keep it nice, essentially his own ground crew. 2-2 off the end of the bat, down the right field line. Miller ranging, but out of room. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Anthony has been learning the ways of mound management from Coach Salsa. How to reclay and make it so that the mound won't just deteriorate during the game. They said the last couple nights it's held up pretty well. 2-2 out to center field. O'Neill backing up towards the track. He has it. 1 away here in the 5th. Hudson Flora, the catcher, is 0 for 2 today. Struck out looking and grounded out to the third baseman Walker, but Walker booted it, so it's an error. McGuire goes 4 innings today, giving up 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And those 4 runs for Luke, only 2 of them earned. Here's another chance for O'Neill. He's going to have to come in this time, but now he settles under it and puts away out number 2. So now Cale Barney is 0 for 2 as well. Would like to see him 0 for 3 if you're Eric Anthony. Both of these teams fighting the elements here in Yakima. Game started at 61 degrees. Still says we're at 61 degrees, but the wind has picked up significantly from 10 miles an hour to 17 miles an hour. Blowing from left to right out towards that right field foul pole. The chance, but it is going to get down to about 40 degrees tonight. Let's get the heck out of here before it gets that chilly. 2-0, another chance out there at short for Fleck. Stops, throws on a dime. It is late, and it gets past Yost. Cam Fleck just has some crummy luck out there at short. He's had 2 great diving attempts. One of them got by his glove. This time, just too deep into the hole. 2-out single for Cale Barney. And now Matthew Major, who went yard back in the 4th inning. Anthony working with traffic for the first time. Got a swing and a miss from Major. In the bottom half of the 5th, the Pippins will have Cam Fleck, Tyson Miller, and Jay O'Neill. So Fleck a chance to show off with his bat after showing some good instincts out there at short. Throw to first. No tag by Yost. Major's home run, if you weren't with us, was 105 miles an hour off the bat, 362 feet. Out to that right field short porch. Oh, 1. Miller being chased back. The wind blowing this one all the way to the wall. Rounding third hard will be Barney. He gets the wave. The throw cut by Yost. The relay to the plate is high. Berries add on to their lead. 5-2 on the RBI double by Matthew Major. Major's gone opposite field in back-to-back innings, and both of them have resulted in extra bases. Jake Dodge reached on an error, came around to score back in the 4th. I mentioned the wind blowing that direction. Anything anywhere out towards right is going to fly back towards the green wall. Dodge pops up on the first pitch. Over on the left side, Walker ranging towards the track. He will put it away in foul territory, and that will end the inning. But not before the Berries add back to their lead. 1 run in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom half, halfway home here in Yakima. New pitcher into the game for the Marion Berries as they lead at 5-2 here at the Orchard. Number 37, Daniel Camus, comes into the game, making his second appearance on the season. A 13.5 ERA over 2 innings. He has struck out 3 in those 2 frames. You look at his game log. He saw action on the hill against the Bend Elks back on June 4th, the last game before this series started. Gave up 3 runs. They were all earned on 2 hits. Fleck greets him with a first pitch high pop-up out into shallow left field. Price chasing his way towards the infield. He'll make the catch. And that's the first out of the 5th. So a little bit of a surprise move here as Amai Nakigawa goes 4 innings in only 56 pitches. And he gives up just 3 hits. But those 2 runs were enough for Tucker Brack to say, "You're done tonight," and bring in Camus. Tyson lays off a first pitch outside for ball 1. I am a little shocked at the move to go to the bullpen here in the 4th inning, or 5th inning rather. As I mentioned earlier today, a lot of these arms have seen at least action in one game. And so your arm's getting a little tired here at the start of the year. Likely not going to see Derevivina or Hockman from last night tonight. They both went more than 2 innings of relief, Hockman going 3. So completely new arms that the Pippins haven't faced as Tyson dumps one into left field for a base hit. Another big turnaround first, but he will be held to a single. 2 for 2 out of the 9-hole for Tyson Miller today. Now the top of the order has work to do. Camus, 5'11", 195 from San Dimas, California, as O'Neill, the Pacific Northwest native, looks to get his second hit of the day. wanted that one, but chose not to swing. If there's any time to do some damage, it would be right now with the new pitcher into the game, somebody who has given up 3 runs on only 2 hits this year. Make it now 3 with Tyson's single. If you're the Pippins, you want to see another arm up and throwing in that Berries bullpen very soon. Trailing by 3 here. The Berries have scored in 3 straight innings. 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. Pippins got their first runs in the bottom of the 4th. O'Neill down in the count here, 1-2. Jay has not struck out since his first at-bat as a Pippin yesterday. Try to avoid one here. Tyson forced back to first. He took a shuffle step, but wisely stayed put as the throw from Camus came over. Jay waits. 1-2 foul past Panch. Certainly not the warmest of nights here at County Stadium, although those of you watching on the stream probably can't tell too much. Looks nice and sunshiny, like a summer night should. Another throw over to first. Not in time. Some of the guys were asking if this is what the weather normally is like on this side of the mountains, and it's like, well, I haven't lived here my entire life. I've only been here for a summer, but last year our 4th, 5th, and 6th home games were all about 100 degrees. There goes Tyson. Jay watches strike 3, but Miller steals the bag. Another stolen base for Tyson Miller this season. Jay O'Neill down on strikes, though. Tough trade-off for the Pippins, but Grant Yost could get that 1 run that they surrendered in the 5th back and cut this back to a 2-run lead with anything in the grass. Miller runs extremely well. I'd also be okay with Yost going the opposite way like he did last night and finding a spot out in the short porch. Last night he had a bases-clearing triple. Amai Nakagawa departs this game, giving up only 1 earned run of his 2 runs total. Yost back where it came from, hop off the hill. O'Connor ranging and sending it to first in time to retire the side. Tyson Miller with a 1-out single is left stranded, and we have played 5 innings here in Yakima. 5-2 Berries as they lead it going to the 6th. Welcome back to Yakima County Stadium. Berries lead at 5-2. Here's a updated look at the scores around the league. Those start times were what we got so far tonight. Here are the scores. Ridgefield leading Port Angeles 2-0 in the top of the 5th inning. Kelowna leading Victoria 3-0 in the top of the 6th. The Edmonton Riverhawks find themselves down by 3 at Nanaimo, 3-0, top of the 7th. Springfield currently leading the WCL champions, the Bellingham Bells, 3-1, and Kamloops 5-0 in the bottom of the 4th. And Pippins trying to hang a 0 for the first time since the 2nd inning. Eric Anthony gives up hard contact out to center field. Jay O'Neill going to let it drop. Leadoff single to Taryn Carlson here in the 6th. This is a Marion Berries team that came into this game one of the worst batting averages as a team, 202. So far tonight, 7 hits, 5 runs. Bunt squared. O'Connor gets it down. Walker one play to first, and he makes it. A runner sacrificed into scoring position by Liam O'Connor. Now back to the top of the Berries order. Evan Berg batting for the 4th time. We're in the 6th inning. Tough night for Pippins' defense so far. 3 errors and a couple of hits that you can't really do anything about. Back up the box. This is backhanded by Velasquez, and on to first for out number 2. Carlson moves up to 3rd. So 2 away. Noah Scherer, 1 for 3 tonight. Anthony getting some quick outs. See if he can strand that runner over at 3rd. First pitch strike there to Scherer. Action gets cooler here at Yakima County Stadium as the sun continues to set beyond the Cascade Range. Poked foul. And so Anthony well ahead in the count, 0-2. Certainly need the Jackets tonight. Eric looking for his first strikeout on this appearance. Not there. Went upstairs with a fastball. "20 pitches for Eric Anthony in his 2nd inning of relief of Luke McGuire. One, two, out to right. Tyson drifting back over his head up against the fence. A run scores, and it's a double for Noah Scherer, his 2nd of the day. Berries extend the lead one more, 6-2 here in the 6th. Everything just carrying out towards right field. That almost bounced in for a ground rule double. Carlson comes home to score. Here's Gavin Price. Had to play foul on the first pitch. Berries are just being stingy, playing small ball early on in the innings and then finding a base hit or two to bring them home. One and one with that man in the scoring position. Berries had their 5-game win streak snapped last night. Now they're trying to snap Yakima Valley's 3-game win streak. Mile-high pop-up on the infield. Who wants it? Velasquez calls for it, and he has it, and that will retire the side. Another run comes home for the Berries on a couple of hits, and one runner again left stranded. 6-2, go into the bottom of the 6th. Pippins offense needs to get to work. There's a look at the line score. 2 runs in the 3rd and 4th inning, 1 run in each of the last innings since. 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Berries. Pippins with those 2 runs in the 4th, 2 runs, 4 hits, and 3 costly errors so far tonight for Yakima Valley. Here in the bottom of the 6th, it's 3, 4, and 5 in the Pippins order, starting with Nick Velasquez. He walked back in the 4th inning and came around to score on the RBI double by Parker Burt. Let's see if we can get another one of those innings where the Pippins send all 9 to the plate. They had one of those last night, nearly had it again in the 6th inning. Camo's still out there. This is his 2nd inning of relief. The other reason it was surprising to see Amai Nakagawa get pulled in the 4th inning, after the 4th inning, is he was cruising through those 4 and just needed one more inning to qualify for the decision, which right now would be a win. If you're unaware of that rule, the starter has to go 5 innings to qualify for a decision if it's a win. A loss, you can be tagged with a loss at any time. But for a starting pitcher to be given a win, they have to pitch at least 5 innings in their start. Of course, a quality start is a different stat. That's 6 innings or more of 3 runs or less. So a couple different ways to quantify how good a starter's appearance was. Foul back 2-2. If a starter has a lot of wins, then his team has given him a lot of run support, or he's just pitched well enough that he was in the game when they were leading when he was pulled out. And then the team never lost the lead. Quality starts is probably a better way to quantify that. As Velasquez sends another one foul, because that tells you that you're going at least 6 innings into a game every time you get one of those quality starts. And it means you're not allowing very many runs. Last night's appearance by Josh Mawhinney goes down as a quality start. 6 innings, 3 runs, 9 strikeouts. 2-2, a high drive out towards right field. The wind was helping the Berries, and now it dies as the Pippins come up to bat. Nick Velasquez says, "Give me a break." Tyson Miller's chased 3 balls that have been wind-aided toward the wall. But when he hits one high and deep out there towards right, it doesn't leave the yard. Parker Burt's been on base both times today. RBI double and a walk. Got away from Flora, ball 1. Parker's on-base percentage continues to rise. He'll probably take over first place tonight, depending on the results of the other games in on-base percentage, which is what you want to see. You want to see guys with a high on-base percentage. It means that they're getting on with either hits, walks, reaching on fielders' choices, drop third strikes, errors. That one stayed upstairs, 2-1. We're diving deep into the stat book here with some of these explanations. Baseball is one of those weird sports where there's so many stats that tell you how a guy is doing compared to the rest of the field. He's ahead in the count here, 3-1. This crowd knows that Parker will draw his walks. Ball 4. Burt on for the third time today. Let's see if Garen Guler can find some of that magic that he's had in a Pippins uniform. Opening weekend, he was a hero back-to-back nights, a go-ahead RBI and a couple of insurance RBI. He had a solo home run coming into this game back-to-back nights. Thursday in Springfield, last night out to right. Guerin chases a pitch upstairs and falls behind in the count. Although Guerin up near the lead for RBI in the West Coast League, he's also at the top of the league in strikeouts as a hitter. 2 of them so far tonight. Foul tip, and it's 0-2. Tucker Brack was trying to throw a loose ball out towards the Pippins dugout, and his pitcher stepped off. That's what he was doing, tapping on his chest there, saying, "I thought you were throwing it across, Coach." 0-2, Guerin down on strikes for the third time today. Let's see what Ramos can do here. As now the Pippins going to get the offense together. Ramos, the on-deck hitter Walker, and then Parker Burt from first. Wonder what the discussion will be down here. You usually don't see Coach Krusty talk unless there's multiple guys on base. I think he senses how this game is going right now for his squad, though. Pippins pitching has not been able to hang a 0 for the last 4 frames. Offense so far has been at a premium for these guys. Camo at 26 pitches as he's an inning and 2/3 into his relief outing. Nobody breaking up the offensive meeting yet. So the Pippins will continue to have a conversation. And now here comes Shane Kelly. The one thing maybe this prolonged meeting could be about is possibly trying to cool off Camo. Everybody departs and heads back to their stations. Coach Crustangel, after taking a year off last year, back at the helm of this Pippins squad, has them out to a 5-2 start. Ramos has been on base both times tonight, reached on a fielder's choice, reached on an error by the second baseman Carlson. Would love to see him get his first hit here and see how far Parker can run. Patient on a breaking ball, 0-1. Jackson Walker waits on deck. He's had some tough luck, strikeout and a lineout. Ramos, a very awkward cut and a miss up at the top of the zone. No balls, 2 strikes. Pippins running out of outs here. They're down to their final strike here in the 6th inning. Need something here in these last 3 frames. Ramos trying to extend the 6th. Bounces in. Barker will stay put. Folks huddled in their blankets, waiting for the Pippins offense to catch fire tonight. One-two on the ground to third. A high chop as Major sends it across, and the 6th inning comes to a close. 6-2, the Berries lead it as it gets late here in Yakima. Top of the 7th is next. Pippins trail by 4. New pitcher into the game for the Yakima Valley Pippins as we welcome you to the top of the 7th inning. I'm Harmon Johnson. Alongside my video crew of Shay and Marcos, it's Sebastian Fry making his first appearance on the season, wearing number 2 out there on the hill for Yakima Valley, native of Las Vegas, Nevada, 5'11", 190 on the hill. As Bass will be tasked with 4, 5, and 6 in the Marion Berries order. Hudson Flora, Cal Barney, and Matthew Major. Pippins have given up at least 1 run in each of the last 4 innings. Here in the top of the 7th, you're slowly running out of time. Getting close to the 2-hour mark in this contest. We started at 6:32 p.m. It's currently 8:20 here on the Pacific Coast time. Hudson Flora will be the first one to face Sebastian Fry. Flora is 0 for 1. Scratch that, rather. He's 0 for 3. Strikeout, reached on an error, and he flew out. First pitch Bass throws is a ball. 1-0. Folks have stuck around for the 7th inning stretch. Pippins offense will go to work after that. all in all, been a very good start to the season, but you'd love to just take the series tonight and have the quick turnaround of the 105 game tomorrow with a chance to go for a sweep versus now needing your best performance on a Sunday for a series win. And you hope that tomorrow's 105 game gets over sooner than later. 6-game road trip on deck next week for Yakima Valley. 2-2 now as Bass fills up the strike zone. Scott T. still mingling with the crowd, sporting a scarlet polo there as it's Washington State Alumni Night. There's specks of red all throughout this ballpark. That is ball 3. Ramos threw down to first. He thought he was trying to steal a strike there. Instead, the count runs full. We saw that last night with Parker Burt. He threw down to first on a close call that he thought was strike 3. Payoff, skips in the dirt. Ramos going to head back to the backstop, but Flora in no hurry to try to take an extra bag. Scott T with some underwear. Why is that funny? We don't know. First pitch swinging here from Cale Barney, but it's out of play. I don't think those are Scott T's underpants, though. They're a little big. Oh, the things you'll see at the ballpark. A 1, fouled right over top of the screen. That was a little bit scary. There were some folks standing up in GA that I don't think saw that ball come in. Scott T posing for pictures. There's the underpants. Hard line drive down the right field line. This is foul. Barney couldn't quite keep it fair. Hudson Flora drew a walk. Barney is 1 for 3 today. Pippins trailing by 4. Hoping to avoid a loss here and take the series from the Berries. Oh, 2 on the ground to first. Yost going to touch the bag. Need a tag over at second, and they do. Twin killing for the Pippins defense. That's an igniter. 2 away here in the 7th. Matthew Major comes up to hit. Perfectly executed by the Pippins leather. Yost to the bag. The tag applied by Fleck. Nice, easy double play. Major swings and misses at that first breaking ball. Matthew Major is 2 for 2 today, a double, a home run, and a walk. He has scored once, driven in 2 runs. Ball skips in, it's 1-1. Pippins trying to hang a 0 up on the scoreboard for the first time since the 2nd inning. Then the Bats are tasked with at least 4 runs over the next 3 frames. Freezing Matthew Major there with a breaking ball is Bass Fry. He's a strike away. Austin Murphy throwing for the Pippins down in their bullpen, and now Coach Crestangel going to go have a chat with Bass. More so, he's going to go have a chat with Ramos. Then he's going to proceed onto the mound and talk with his hurler. He saw something there that obviously he wanted to make a point about. Murphy continues to warm up for the Pippins as Coach Crestangel maybe with some words of encouragement here. Conversation still going on as he departs the field. One ball and two strike after the meeting. Matthew Major. Here it is. Hard line drive, foul. Heads up down there, Austin Murphy and crew. 110 off the bat for Matthew Major. He was ready for that one just a bit early. He got about as good of a barrel as you can on a ball that went foul. Still 1-2. They check down to second. The pitch was high and away. It's now 2-2. Bass reared back and got 87 out of that right arm. Just need one strike here. Got him swinging. Matthew Major retired for the first time tonight. And we go to the 7th inning stretch. Yakima Valley trails by 4. Enjoy the singing of the stretch. Pippins offense up next here at the Orchard.
All right, do y'all know the words to take out the ball game? All you need is run these guys your fingers to get us going. Run and take it away.
New pitcher into the game for the Marion Berries. This is the left-handed hurler David Roberts. 1 game so far on the season, an inning he has worked. 1 strikeout and a 9 ERA, which means that he has given up 1 earned run over the course of that 1 inning, which came back against the Bend Elks on June 4th. He'll face Jackson Walker, Cam Fleck, and Tyson Miller, the bottom 3 in the Pippins order, as Yakima Valley finds themselves down by 4 with 9 outs to play with. So 30 pitches attributed to Camo and 2 innings of relief, and now the first pitch is just a bit outside. Tried the corner and missed. 1-0 to Jackson Walker. Roberts dials it in for strike 1 there, 1-1. Walker so far today 0 for 2, a strikeout and a line out to the left fielder. Down towards his feet at 91 on the radar gun. Notion to how this sequence is going to go. There's another heater. That's at 90, and Jackson laid off. So the first pitch was nowhere close. The second one was called a strike on 78 miles an hour, and then 91-90 both missed for balls. 91, top of the zone. Walker went chasing. Probably chased ball 4 up at the top. So now the count runs full. Likely seeing heat here again. They did, and Jackson gives it a ride out towards center field. Berg is going to square it up, and he will put it away. More hard contact for Jackson, just unable to find any green grass. Cam Fleck digs in. Pop up in foul territory, caught, and then a fly out to left field back in the 5th inning. First pitch across the chute tops. Runs have been at a premium for Yakima Valley tonight. Only 2 of them on 4 hits after scoring 12 last night. Fleck gives it a ride to center field. Berg, a busy man, has 2 back-to-back outs. Up to Tyson Miller to extend the inning. David Roberts and his higher velocity fastball enticing these Pippins to swing early. Tyson showed bunt there and let one go into the dirt. Seems like every break offensively has gone the Berries' way tonight. Velasquez had a high towering fly ball that the wind just all of a sudden died for. You can take a look at the flag. Somewhat caught out there in the tree right now, but the wind has settled down finally. Tyson pulls back again. That was a 91 in near his body. You're a braver man than I am, Tyson, for squaring around against 91. He squares again, and this time throwing a strike. Three and 1 to Miller. Tyson lifts it to center field. This is shallow, though. Might be trouble, and it drops. Nobody covering second base. Now Tyson is going to get caught in a rundown. He goes back to first. He dives in. He is out. Tyson took a gamble, had a single, but it turns into an out on the base pads. Pippins down in order here in the 7th. We go to the 8th. Yakima Valley is still trailing by 4. We're officially 2 hours and change into this contest. The Berries lead it 6-2. Tyson Miller with a single and then was put out 7-4-3 on the base pads to end the 7th inning. So we go to the 8th, and the Pippins running out of time to try to make a comeback in this one. It's 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Berries here in the 8th as Bass Fry back out on the hill. Sebastian got a leadoff walk, turned into a double play, and then struck out Matthew Major to end the 7th. First time that a Pippin had faced only 3 batters in a single inning tonight. Berries have had base runners everywhere. Dodge a mile high on the infield, foul territory. Walker towards his dugout. He's on the track. He makes the catch. Jackson Walker. How about that? I didn't know if anybody was going to get there or not. Dodge thought this was a surefire ball out of play. And then here comes J-Dub out of nowhere. Put that on the highlight reel. Taryn Carlson watches ball 1 go by from Fry. That doesn't steal a hit away from anybody, but it gives Jake Dodge a very dejected sense going back to the dugout. He thought he had new life on the foul ball. Jackson had to cover a lot of distance as well, coming all the way in from deep third base. On the ground to short. Fleck will have a chance here. Has to hurry. And Yost able to stretch and squeeze for out number 2. Well, let's see if these stellar defensive plays turn into offense for the Pippins. Liam O'Connor, the 9-hole hitter, due up here with 2 away. Double barrel action down in the bullpen for Yakima Valley. Had a hiccup there. Must have drank my water too fast in the break or something. Wow. Fly ball, very shallow center field. Fleck says he has it, and he does. A 1-2-3 defensive frame for the Yakima Valley Pippins. They need offense when we come back in the bottom of the 8th here at the Orchard. Of course, it's always a party here at the Orchard as we get later and later into this contest. The Berries lead at 6-2. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pippins have the top of the order and the best chance to score due up against Roberts, who in his first inning surrendered a single, but then his defense got him an out behind him. 13 pitches was all it took in that first inning for Roberts, and now Jay O'Neill, 1 for 3 today, Trying to get something started here in the 8th. First pitch right at 90 for Roberts. Obviously a higher leverage situation as it's now 1-1. Couple of arms still working for the Pippins in the bullpen. Coach Solscheider with some instruction down there. O'Neill ahead in the count 2-1. Looked like Bass Fry was down there as well, so his night might be done. If it is, it's 2 very good innings of work. No hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 6 batters faced. O'Neill in on the hands, out to second. Carlson on to first. 1 away. Grant Yost, 0 for 3 tonight. Pair of groundouts to the shortstop O'Connor. You know, Yost would love to just find something past the infield at this point. Nothing more frustrating than grounding out to the same spot. That was a changeup from Roberts, 1-0. Very noticeable difference from the changeup to the fastball. Fastball's at 90, changeup at 80, and then the breaking ball obviously has some movement. Yost dives out of the way. Fouled back, out of play. 2-1. I had some Taco Bell last night with that sound that just went off. Reminded me of my Doritos Locos Taco after the Pippins scored 12 runs last night. If you score 5 or more here at the Orchard, we give out free tacos. So if you need a reason to come out, there you go. Pippins will need at least 3 runs to get to that threshold in the bottom half of the, well, I guess they could do it right here. We are batting. Yost out to center field. I lost track of where I was. That's out number 2. I should stop going on side tangents when I'm by myself. It's hard to keep track of all the things I'm talking about now. Oh, it's going to be a long season if that keeps happening. Shea and Marcos are going to have to whack me back into shape. Nick Velasquez, 0 for 2 tonight. Scored on a double by Parker Bird after he reached on a walk back in the 4th. Falls behind here 0-1. In fact, that Parker Burt double then allowed him to score on an error that Ramos reached on. That is the last run that has touched the plate for the Pippins. Another strike dotted on the outer half of the plate. Oh, 0-2 here to Velasquez. Eighth inning stays alive. In the 9th for the Berries, it'll be the top of the order. Berg, Scherer, and Price. 1-2, Velasquez foul right into the Berries dugout. And if the Pips can't get anything across here in the 8th, then they will need at least 4 runs right now to tie the game in the 9th. One, two, Velasquez down looking. Pippins retired in order in the bottom of the 8th. 9th inning, here we come. 6-2 Berries here on a Saturday night. That is one heck of a view into the ballpark from clear up there on the Yakima Ridge. 6-2. Berries lead it. Top of the ninth is upon us. And turns out Bass Fry was just down there to get some advice from his pitching coach, Salsa, as he's back out there on the hill for his third inning of work. I don't mind that. So far, no runs, no hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout surrendered by Fry. Pippins going to try to get through this top of the ninth, facing the top of the Berries order, and then turn it over to the sticks one last time. As it stands, the Pippins will need 4 runs to extend the game, 5 to walk it off and send this crowd home happy. Evan Berg is 1 for 4 tonight, and he will lead it off against Fry. Berg, did he go around? No. Field umpire JT Rentschler. Home plate umpire Shane Kelly tonight. They've been officiating this game. Hot shot. That went right off of the top of the Berries dugout and sent a couple of the guys that aren't in the game right now scrambling. That came in hot. Two and one now. Anticipating that 105 start tomorrow. Going to be a quick turnaround for both of these teams, but I don't mind those here in the West Coast League. You get Mondays off, and then you get back to work on Tuesday. Any extra time on Sunday you can have off is well welcomed. Especially with the schedule that the Pippins have upcoming next week. Ball 3 here to Evan Berg. Don't want to lose him and give the rest of the top of the order a chance. Bass stays in it. It's now full. The Pippins' upcoming schedule after the series wraps up here tomorrow is Ridgefield Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, and then Edmonton Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a weekend in Canada for Yakima Valley. Payoff, fought away, and will remain full. I'm looking forward to seeing Edmonton, seeing Canada for the first time. Pippins have never been there in their franchise's history, but at the same time, it's going to be a very long day Thursday. Finishing the game in Ridgefield, getting up to the Canadian province of Alberta, back up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Evan Berg will stop at first. Leadoff man aboard here in the ninth for the Berries as they look. Noah Scherer into the batter's box. A pair of doubles today. One of them brought home a run. Bass working for the first time with a little bit of trouble. As this is bunted down the line. This is drifting foul, and it is. So back to the batter's box. Noah Scherer will go. Yeah, that 3-game set down in Ridgefield. Pippins were there early in the year last year, and then they came back home last year after that. But after the Thursday game in Ridgefield, which is a 6:35 start, the Pippins will make the trip up to Alberta, which will involve about 5 hours of bus time and a plane ride. Runner takes off. The pitch is well outside. Ramos fires a strike down there. The tag not in time. That was a close play at second. Ramos, despite the wide pitch, had a great throw down there. Let's get another look at it. Even with the far outside pitch, man, that was a close play. Stolen base for Berg. One the count here with nobody out. Bunt shown, bunt pulled back. It's 1-2. Bass takes a look out at second. 1-2. A little flinch of the right arm by Shane Kelly, but he says that's ball 2. Thought for a second we would get a call, but that one just low, according to our home plate umpire. He's been fairly consistent tonight. So now Fry will go to work with 2-2. And time going to be called. Fry waited too long. And so it will be ball 3. We have not seen a pitch timer violation since Thursday down in Springfield. That one goes against the Pippins hurler. Now a full count with nobody out. And this pitch fouled away. Pippins got called for 2 offensive pitch timer violations down in Springfield. Both of them resulting in strikeouts. Another foul ball by Scherer. And the count remains 3-2. Pippins ball boy wearing tomorrow's date for Middle School Appreciation Day. Middle school teachers will welcome you into the ballpark for free. Middle school students as well, as long as you've got a paying adult. Payoff on the ground foul, and this at-bat stays alive. This next pitch will be the 8th of the AB to Scherer. Who's going to win the battle between the right fielder and Sebastian Fry? It will be the right fielder. Fry plunked Scherer on the front arm, it looked like. So 2 aboard, nobody away for the Berries. And this is dangerous territory if you're the Pippins. Down by 4, you don't want to allow any more runners to cross the plate. That was actually pitch number 9 of the at-bat. I had my count off by 1. There's a hat laying out in front of the Berries dugout. Now it is retrieved and put back down in its proper spot. That's what was holding up play momentarily. Corners play in for the Pippins. There's the bunt shown, and it is called strike 1. Yost was charging hard from first. Walker has to be careful because he's got no help over at third. So if he charges, the base might be open. There'd only be one play. With Yost charging, then at least you could probably go to third. Runners take off. The throw goes down to third. The tag applied, not in time. Back-to-back times, Berg just beats the throw from Ramos. Couple of close plays on the base pads involving Evan Berg. Here's another look. Man, another close one. Scherer stayed put at first. The count is 1-1. Now the count's 1-2. Double play is in order, but that would likely mean a run coming across for the Berries. Pippins now have to hold on the runner at first as that pitch skips in. So not able to charge quite as hard as Yost on anything on the infield. Fleck and Velasquez play about medium depth. Not quite double play depth, but not quite in on the infield. Two right back through the box. This will bring a run home. RBI single for Gavin Price. And it's 7-2 Berries. Those stolen bases come in handy for Berg as he crosses the plate. Pippin's bullpen does have action. Hon Tanaka will grab a baseball. As the runners take their leads from first and second, still nobody out. Here for Hudson Flora. They throw to first, and nobody was covering the bag. Yost happy that he caught that. Disaster averted momentarily there for Fry and the Pippins. 1-0 here to Flora. Hudson Flora, 0 for 3 tonight. Strikeout, reached on an error, flew out, and walked. He was part of the double play back in the 7th inning. Bunt shown. It's popped up. Yost will make the catch. The runners stay put. Mistake there by Flora. They gift the Pippins an out. Now the double play gets you out of the side, but not before Coach Crustangel is going to go and make a pitching change. Well, despite the trouble here in the ninth, Sebastian Fry had a good outing. The first 2 frames, he saw only 6 batters. He struck out 1. He only walked 1. And he will exit with runners at first and second and a new arm coming into the game. 7-2 Berries here in the ninth. New hurler into the game for the Yakima Valley Pippins. It is the lefty Hon Tanaka. He's pitched in one game so far this season. It came back on opening night against the Walla Walla Sweets. So Tanaka will come in, confer the pitch mix with Ramos. Hon from Mito, Japan. Ramos from Barquisimeto, Venezuela. It's runners at first and second. Pippins down by 5. Scherer at second, Price at first. The batter is Cale Barney, the lefty. First pitch, wave and a miss. Well, if Bass was rearing back and getting close to 90, Hone is about the exact opposite. Lots of breaking balls in the upper 60s to low 70s. Similar to that, as the ball gets away, throw down to third, and advancing down, they're going to say interference as somebody's out here. They're going to move the runner back to second, and they're going to say that the batter, Barney, is out. Okay, so now Tucker Bryant going to have a conversation. That's the call. I heard Shane Kelly say that's interference. Barney went chasing a slider. He's standing in the box. Then he walks out. The bat hit Ramos. That is why. Okay. So 2 away here. Runners still at first and second. First pitch, a strike to Matthew Major. Had Barney not flipped the bat in disgust, that he went down and tried to reach at a slider, there probably wouldn't have been interference there, because you could argue that Barney was still in the batter's box, but the bat came swinging around and grazed Ramos. In the dirt, runner caught between second and third. They throw back to second, and a snap tag applied, but it is well late. One ball and one strike here. Scherer is really testing the waters of how far of a lead he can get out there at second. One left alone. There's the fastball. It's about 80 for Tanaka. Certainly relies a lot more on off speed and breaking pitches. Scherer at second, Price at first. Berries have scored a run here in the top of the 9th. Ramos able to keep it in front. Count now runs to 3-1. Jake Dodge waits in the on-deck circle. Should Major reach. Major has a double and a home run tonight to go along with a walk and a strikeout. 3-1, cracked into center field. O'Neal has it die in front of him. Jay's going to come up gunning. The throw is cut off by Yost. He's going to go to third, and Walker had to dance to go get it. Everybody's safe. The Berries played another run. Scherer comes home to score. Going first to third is Price. And Matthew Major with an RBI single gives the Berries a lead now 8-2. One and 0 here to Dodge. More left-handed action for the Pippins. Austin Murphy is down in the bullpen. You wonder if Holland might be done after facing Jake Dodge if Dodge is allowed aboard. Just trying to find a little bit more velocity from Murphy to face the two righties at the bottom of the order. There's a big swing and a miss. Dodge was trying to go out to right field there. Pippins in danger of losing their 3-game win streak as they trail by 6. Here in the 9th inning, they'll need a miracle in the bottom half to keep this game alive. They have 4, 5, and 6 due up, Burt, Guler, and Ramos when we get to the bottom of the 9th. Three and 1 now. Tanaka having a little bit of struggles with the strike zone. Berries have a right-hander warming up in their bullpen. Might just be somebody from earlier. The lefty Roberts is still in the game as of right now. Count runs full. The runner at first, Matthew Major, will get a head start. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at the corners. Tanaka trying to get us to the bottom of the 9th. There goes the runner. Dodge takes ball 4. Bags juiced for the Berries, and now Coach Crestangel will make another pitching change. Tanaka comes in, gets 1 out on an interference call at the plate, gives up a single and a walk. And it'll be Austin Murphy coming in to face Taryn Carlson with 2 away here in the top of the 9th. Pippins trail by 6. We'll be right back. Another new pitcher into the game for the Pippins. Austin Murphy takes his spot on the hill. Suffered the loss on Sunday against the Sweets, giving up 4 runs. They were all earned in a third of an inning. His first pitch here is fouled off by Taryn Carlson. That's all Murph needs in this outing is a third of an inning. As the Pippins try to get back into the dugout. And then the Sticks go to work for one last time tonight. This pitch bounces away from Ramos. He doesn't know where it is. And another run will come across the plate to score. Price steps on the diamond, and that closes the book on Bass Fry. Gives up the 3 runs so far in this inning. The batter, Carlson, thought that he was hit by the pitch. He was down to first. He'll have to return. A little bit premature trying to head down to first. Where does this pitch miss from Murphy? Right back to the backstop. Ramos didn't seem to chase it very fast. Maybe he thought that Carlson was hit by the pitch as well. Wave and a miss. A back pick down to third. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. So Fry goes 2 1/3, giving up 2 hits, 3 runs. They're all earned. 1 walk and 1 strikeout. The 2 runners on the base paths right now are responsible to Tanaka. Had to play foul by Carlson. We'll do it again. Luke McGuire started this game going 4 innings, giving up 4 runs. Only 2 of them were earned. The Pippins have not had a lead yet tonight. They've only got 2 runs on the board. Those both came in the 4th inning. Murphy misses inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Had a good chat with Murph today during batting practice. Of course, he was part of the team for the home games last year. We caught up about what we'd been doing the last year, and great guy to be around. On the ground is short. Throw all the way across, and Fleck able to end the inning and stop the damage at 3 runs for the Berries. Marion Berries back on top by even more, 9-2, as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last licks for the Pips, trying to walk it off and win a series. Well, our next broadcast of Yakima Valley Pippins baseball will be tomorrow, Sunday, June 7th. The Berries and the Pippins, Game 3, right now looking to be a rubber match. Game will start at 1:05 p.m. Pacific time. Coverage will begin at around 12:50 on the Pippins YouTube and the WCL streaming app. You can join me, Marcos, and Shay for Game 3 here of the second homestand of the year, the Berries and the Pippins. Barring a big comeback here, the Pippins will be looking for a rubber match tomorrow. The Berries lead it 9-2. Coach Panch got a little bit of a round of applause during the break. Some fans down in the dugout bar. Service Pro dugout suite, rather, I should say. Giving him his flowers. Parker Burt takes a first pitch ball from the new pitcher for the Berries. This is Lucas Plenert from Beaverton, Oregon, 6'2", 245. Plenert tasked with the final 3 outs in this contest. So far missing on 2 straight. So Roberts goes 2 innings and faces the minimum. Gave up 1 hit in between there as well as Parker sends it foul out of play. Colton Amai Nakagawa started the game, went 4 innings, giving up only 2 runs, 1 earned. And Camu came in, pitched 2. Roberts pitched 2 as well. And now Plenert trying to finish the job. Parker sends one deep out to right field, but this is hooking foul. Right idea. Just couldn't keep it within the fair line. Ball 3. Parker knows the strike zone very well. He's a catcher. He's drawn 2 walks tonight, trying to be perfect in attempts to get on base. 2 walks and a double so far tonight. How about 3 walks? And that signature bat flip behind the head. I'm calling it right now. Parker Burt is going to lead the league in on-base percentage until he quits playing this summer, as he'll be pinch ran for. Tommy Lamb comes into the game. We talked to him pregame about pitch, hit, and run, which was held earlier today at the ballpark. We'll have to see if Tommy gets to play all day tomorrow because he wears number 67. That's the date of the game tomorrow. More importantly, it's also brain rot. As we've got a pinch hitter here for Garen Guler. This is Ramon Valenzuela, his first at-bat as a Yakima Valley Pippin. Guler 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, and so the lefty stick gets a chance to hit here against Plenner. Valenzuela from Hemet, California. A middle infield replacement. As it's now 2-0. Looks to be another pinch hitter in the on-deck circle for the Pips. Derek Hurtado, an outfielder, has grabbed a bat. 3-0. There's a look at Hurtado, one of the 3 new additions to the Pippins from Cal State, San Bernardino. Coyotes sending 3 guys up here this week. 3-0, and Valenzuela draws a walk. Back-to-back free passes issued by Plenert. So Ramos is pinch hit for. This is Hurtado. That'll force a meeting between the backstop Plenert, the first baseman Dodge, and the pitcher. Well, the Pippins showing a little bit of life here in the late innings. Have not scored since the 4th. The slew of pinch hitters will continue after Hurtado, barring a triple play, as Cole Snido, who is wearing number 31 tonight, will grab a bat. Well, that's now 5 straight. Make it 6 straight because, of course, Burt walked. So that's 6 straight pitches out of the zone. There's a strike. Hurtado confirms the location. It's 1-1. Derek Hurtado, another lefty stick to add to this Pippins bench. Two balls and a strike. Nine runs on 11 hits right now for the Berries. 2 runs on 5 hits for the Pippins. Well outside and high, 3-1. Well, if Hurtado can draw a walk, then it makes things interesting for Cole Snido in his first plate appearance as a Pippin. Down by 7. Pippins need a miracle. That is strike 2. Was it, though? The zone has widened here in the 9th inning. Plenert has not been particularly close. Payoff pitch here. Hurtado had to swing through it. 1 away. And so here comes Snido. Snido, another new addition for the Pips. As when they got back from Springfield, they had a slew of reinforcements come in. Snido. Cole spells his last name S-N-I-D-O-W. 2 on, 1 away, and Snido lifts one into very shallow left field. Drifting back O'Connor, infield fly was called, so Cole was out regardless. 2 away. And now here comes Cam Fleck. Cam will hit for himself as the last hope for the Pippins here in the 9th. This ball gets to the backstop, and it got a decent piece of floor on the way by. Wild pitch allows Lamb and Valenzuela an extra 90 feet. Pips trying to score for the first time since the 4th inning. Fleck 0 for 3 though. Heading the count, 2-0. Crowd is tapered off as the night cooled away. We're currently sitting at a brisk 54 degrees. 3-0. Fleck trying to load the bases ahead of Tyson Miller. He will. So 3 walks in the inning for Plenert. Berries have a righty up and throwing in their bullpen. Tyson Miller is 3 for 3 today. Three singles. Unfortunate side for him, though, is he was part of a double play that the Berries turned in the 3rd. He stole a base but was left stranded there in the 5th. And then took a wide turnaround first and ended up being out on the base pads in the 7th. As part of a 7-4-3 putout. Ball 2 here to Tyson. Make it now 6 straight out of the zone. There's a strike. Jay O'Neill waiting in the on-deck circle. Very hard to get the 7 runs you need with 2 outs, but as long as you've got a couple strikes available to you, anything's possible. Tyson ahead in the count, 3-1. Plenert has struggled with the strike zone in this 9th inning. No runs yet to show for it, though, for the Pips. 3-1. Strike 2. So now an action pitch could be the last pitch of the game. Bags full of Pips. Lamb at 3rd. Valenzuela at 2nd. It's Fleck over at 1st. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch to Miller is into center field. Berg racing over there. He has it. Ball game over. Pippins leave the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th. Berries even the series at 1 game apiece following a 9-2 victory over the Yakima Valley Pippins. Just shy of 3 hours of game time. We started at 6:32. We end at 9:27. The Berries take this one by the score of 9-2. Miller robbed of a 4-for-4 day on the line out to center field. The win will be given to Camu, who came in the 5th inning for the Berries. The loss will be tagged to Luke McGuire. He's now 0-1 on the year. There is no save, as this was a 7-run contest. The Berries resume first place of the WCL South. Yakima Valley slips back into 2nd. The Berries now 6-2 on the season. The Pippins 5-3. And we'll have a rubber game tomorrow here at the Orchard with a 1:05 p.m. first pitch. Until that time, We'll talk to you tomorrow. For our entire video crew, Shay and Marcos, I'm Harmon Johnson signing off saying stay safe, have a wonderful rest of your night. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 1:05 p.m. right here at the Orchard. Final score in this one, Berries 9, Pippins 2. You've been watching Pippins Baseball.